Welcome back to my channel where I talk about all things planning, journaling and stationaries. Today's video, I want to share how I am going to archive my inserts. So if you followed along, I have been using this Filofax Nappa personal size since mid-March. So it's been mid-March, mid-April, May, June, 3 months with my personal planner. And there are some inserts that I've already kind of archived in my books and some are still sitting here, but it's getting quite chunky. So I want to share how I decided to archive my inserts. So before we jump into the archiving system, I want to do a quick flip through of my personal planner. This is my third month, actually going into my fourth month, and things hasn't changed so much, but I want to share how my trip logging went in terms of my inserts. Since this video is coming up just before the summer vacation season come up, so hope this is a nice inspiration for you to set your personal planner to a holiday vibe. So I took my quarterly inserts and monthly inserts with me for the trip. Have I looked at them? No, not at all. To be honest, I've been kind of isolated from my daily normal life, so I did not touch anything. I kind of didn't want to think about my life back in the country, so I stayed away from it. So it was very empty, but now I'm back in country, back in my routine. Things are started to kind of fill it up. I used this new inserts that I printed from Analog Alicia. Very beautiful, aesthetically pleasing, one page a week situation. It has a bit of Hobonichi vibe because of this weekly horizontal date and small task and then small section at the bottom. I thought this would be good enough. I don't really need much weekly planner during the trip. And have I used it? To be honest, not so much, because we were kind of playing by the ear, and also we kept one paper which were kept always on the table for all of us to see what's coming up for the coming 2 weeks. So I didn't really use it, to be honest, but I really liked this one page a day. It was a nice transition from 2 page a week to 1 page a week. That was very enough during the trip, and I am still using it post trip for the time being. I'm gonna use this same one for 2 months, so I used 1 month already, and then this is my second month in it, and see how I want to move forward in terms of a weekly planning. I am still on the hunt of what works for me, so we will see how it goes. And I also did this weekly vertical log, just to log what we have done. This was actually perfect, not so much of writing required day by day, but simple way to capture what we have done. So when I am going back to writing a trip journal, which is in Traveler's Notebook, this will be a great reference for me to go back and see what we have done on each day. And post trip, I have kind of got off the wagon, so I have not done anything like this for more than 2 weeks, actually 3 weeks now, and I am still debating whether I want to resume it or just leave it for now. We will see how it goes. And this is the beauty of Rain Planner, that I don't have to stick with one format forever. So whatever that I feel like I need at the moment, I can have it. If I feel like I'm getting bored, getting the funk out, then just leave it for the whenever I feel like it. So our son just came back from a daily walk with this squishy sandal thing, so you might hear some kids walking in the background, but I'm halfway through with my video, so let me just continue with sharing my planner. So this is my wellness tracker. It's been great. I started using it since I think end of March. So I backfilled January and February. But this was great during the trip. It was a nice tracker to see how my mental situation is and physical situation is. And we did get quite sick during the trip, so it was a nice way to capture what happened. And yeah, I'm also tracking my cycle, and I want to see how my cycle and my body mentally, physically balance is. Plus, I have shared in my previous video when I shared this, but I have colored when the new moon is and full moon is. So I want to see if there's any relation between the moon cycle and my self cycle. And here is my favorite part of my planner. Specifically for the trip, I have used this 1 page a day. This was a great idea. So if you know, I normally use this blank page for my daily journaling or daily notes, but I felt like this is a bit of too much, or having a blank page in front of me during the trip feels a bit overwhelming and feels like too much of a responsibility to keep up. So I introduced this simple daily planner. This is from Puffin Page Co, I think. Freebie, which has a big space for morning, afternoon, evening. I was writing down the things that we ate. Small, not to do, I don't want to say to do during the trip, but some appointment or things that we want to do on the day. And then I was also writing down small things that I noticed for both of our boys. This was a fun way to capture how they reacted to some activities or how they enjoyed some food and cultural things. And then small journaling at the bottom. And this was very enough for me. I think for 2 weeks I kept almost every day. I mean, not every day is perfect, but I did keep up for the first 2 weeks. And then we all got sick and I lost track a bit. So there's a big gap between. So this is Sunday, 12th May. This is Thursday, 23rd. So there was like a 10 days gap in between, but it's okay. It's a trip. So I did not want to make this a daily responsibility. So this was very nice to keep up with. And now that I'm back in my daily life, I started using this normal template, which is a nice to come back to, but knowing that there's some different options that out there is also nice. So maybe in the future where I feel like this is too much, I might go back to the other one. And I really like the simple format, so highly recommend it during the trip. And this is something I purchased. This is from Plotter. It's just a overlay thing to as a like a bookmark thing, or you can write on top of it. I normally take the paper out to write, so I don't use it as a overlay, but I have seen this on Instagram. Quite a few people use them and it just looks so pretty. And also I thought maybe when I'm taking some photos, if I want to kind of hide what I've written, I can do it like this. And I normally keep my daily planner open on my desk at office. So I thought having something as a kind of shield might be a bit more personal privacy situation. And I totally love it. I mean, it's got lots of information. Not that I'm going to use it for like checking the angle or anything, but I thought this is nice addition that I bought back from Japan. And then there are a few habit trackers. Also, those I did not touch during the trip, so maybe it was not really worth taking them with me. Or I did touch a little bit on this YouTube/Instagram tracker just to keep up when I filmed the video, so that was good enough. And yes, I also have a small notes section, just a random notes that I have taken. And then I also have this commonplace kind of commonplace notebook section where I keep some things that I learned from podcasts or reading books, but I did not listen to any episode at all during the trip, so it was not updated forever. I am happy to come back to my daily life and update them as the day goes. And I also keep a few notes at the back, so if I need to, I can just jot it in. So that's how I've been enjoying my personal planner so far. Oh yeah, this is something. This is the ruler pad, the one that I've just showed you this. And I really like this color, so I kept it. I'm thinking of sticking this somewhere as a small souvenir of my purchase. So this is something I got, and also I purchased something at Daiso $1 shop. I never thought of buying this myself. I have seen this in office and all the things. I don't know if you know this, but this is a sticker thing to put around the hole. So I am going to use it for my habits tracker thing that I'm going to use for a year, because I noticed there are some inserts. I don't know if it's there or did I take it out. There are some inserts that are already torn, unfortunately, by a multiple usage, and then this sticker will help. This is made of plastic. I mean, it's a sticker, so to make it strong, I'm not going to use this to every insert. No, I'm just going to use it for several inserts that I'm going to use for yearly basis, so that it can survive the whole year. So this is something that I got at $1 shop, and it's got a lot. They have 9 sheets of this, so this is gonna last forever for me. But I think this is a new addition that I purchased. So this is what I wanted to share today. This archiving binder, this is also $1, so I got it at one of the dollar shop. I was eyeing on looking for something not expensive, because this is just an archive and it will mainly sit on my shelf, so I was not going crazy to get something super fancy. And I did find something at the shop which was like less than $10, which I almost bought, but then I thought, oh, but Japan has several different dollar shop that I can go and see, and I found this very simple black binder, 6-ring by both sides with a small rubber band. The ring size is a bit small, so I will have to see what can fit in there. But as far as I am thinking, my idea is to just keep the dailies where I do the journaling, and all the other monthly or weekly planning is just the planning, so it's not really the fact. It's just, the thinking of the future. So things change from planning. So my idea is not going to keep the whole things for a year, because that's going to be too much to capture here, and I am thinking of just keeping a dailies plus maybe wellness tracker, because I like it so much, and maybe some habit tracking in the end. But otherwise, things can go by the end of the year. That's my thought at the moment. So this is my first time to see how much it can actually fit. Let me see. So I have kept a few inserts from March that I didn't want to take all the way to Japan. So my thoughts are for weekly planning. I'm going to keep it for now, but I think at the end of the year it will go. But otherwise, I'm going to keep this weekly weekly log that I enjoyed. So this will be here. I have stopped doing this. I am debating whether I want to resume or leave it for now, but this will be here. So this is it. I might use this. I have one colored page, this one, as a divider. And here are the dailies from, so I started using this daily from 29th of February, the lunar year. And for the first months, I've been very consistent. So I've got quite a few pages here. Let's see if I can. I am excited to see how many pages I would do. I mean, of course, the first month is the most exciting month, so I did journal a lot. And during the trip, as I shared, I did skip like 10 days in between. And now I am back in my routine. I am also trying to kind of keep up, but I actually got sick coming back from a long trip, so I dropped a few days again. And yeah, I am trying to be peace with that. This is the beauty of using undated personal planner, that I feel less guilty rather than like skipping some pages from Hobonichi. I feel this is much more flexible. Okay, so I have archived my weekly, I have a weekly login system, and I also archived my dailies for the trip. So I would keep a few for June. And yeah, that's just about it. Let's see how chunky they are. So we still got some spaces. I don't know if this is enough for a whole year. I don't know. I actually bought 2 of this just in case. But yeah, this looks nice as an archive. It's actually quite big. I don't know, it's set for personal size, but it looks like it has enough space for maybe A5. I don't know. So this is it. I'm going to use this as my inserts archiving system. I will do a flip through occasionally just to see how much I accumulate. But yeah, this is my daily planner. This is the archive. So if you're interested, this is from Seria, one of the dollar shop in Japan. Seria tends to have pretty things, like when it comes to stationery, stickers, like pretty papers. I feel like they are the best in terms of other dollar shop brands. I mean, this is not a very pretty things, but I think this will do what I need to do. So yeah, I will see how chunky this is going to get. I mean, it's got still a lot of spaces, so I might need 2 for 1 year. I don't know. We'll see. So thank you very much for sticking this far. Thank you for seeing how I am evolving with my personal planner life. See you soon.